Many people say they have one of the most fun times of life in college. But after 4 years in college, most people face the time when they have to sell their skills and show employers their potential. Many people perceive job searching as very nerve-wracking since you're competing with not only recent college graduates, but also people who have been laid off. To make Purdue students more prepared to enter the job market, Delta Sigma Pi, a professional business fraternity at Purdue, organized a seminar on November 16th in Fowler Hall. Two popular speakers, Tim Augustine and Adam Correll, share their experiences and useful tips with over 300 Purdue students. Just a brief introduction of who they are. Tim Augustine is an entrepreneur, business owner, author, and professional speaker. His seminars and books have been featured nationally on ABC, NBC, Fox, and national newspapers. Adam Correll founded National Financial Educators in 2004 with a mission to educate young people to take control of their finances. His mission has placed him in front of over 150,000 college students from East Coast to West Coast and everywhere in between. In 2005, he wrote a book, Winning the Money Game, now on the second printing and is rated 5 out of 5 stars by Amazon reviewers. Both speakers are well known for their energetic delivery style. Now, let's take a look at this inspiring speech of Tim Augustine and Adam Correll.
So you're facing a very difficult job market. And the one thing I always ask people, and I know it's kind of offensive a little bit, but I always ask the one question, why are you better than your best friend? Finding a job, and everyone's looking over, look at, I'm better than this guy. So ultimately, and there's like 3 people that look like, dude, do I have to say anything? But the point is that finding a job is an individual sport. You have to be able to market yourself, have your 30-second commercial, and make sure you're positioning yourself. And you guys have a stigma. The one thing I'll tell you is that there is a stereotype of the millennial generation. Your parents are called helicopter parents. Helicopter parents are where they hover over their kids. And they want to do everything for their kids. And they tell their kids, you can do anything. There's nothing you can't do. I've had a candidate before where the mother called and said, I know Bill's coming in for an interview. Would you mind if I joined with him? Yes. No, I know what you come in. And I would get questions from parents all the time. So you're facing that. You're also facing the fact that you're impatient. You get bored very easily. Vacation time is more important to you than pay. Now, the one thing I'll tell you is all of those stereotypes are right. However, there's so many positives what I just said. You're the most innovative generation of our time. You're the most technology savvy of our time. You're going to create things that only Adam and I could dream of. So as far as innovation, the ability to multitask, you were raised on Sony PlayStation. Somebody's texting somebody right now, taking notes, listening, and saying he's kind of hyper, and he's better than the next guy. But I will tell you, and you're listening, but you're also texting. Just like when you do homework, you're on Facebook, and you're watching CSI. The point is, your ability to multitask, not that I'm condoning multitasking, but your ability to do multiple things at once, it could be a strength of yours.
Tim also emphasizes the importance of networking. According to him, whom you know gets your foot in the door, and what you know gets you the job.
When we did the interview for the book, 82% of the executives that we researched said they found their existing job through their network. 91% of the executives attribute their success, their well-being, to the people that they hang out with. And it is a cliche, I understand. It's not who you know, or it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's who you know to get a foot in the door, but it's what you know to get hired. So your goal is to get the word out. And the comment we were just talking about is be interested, not interesting. For the last 5 years in a row, I've been to the Super Bowl. And I've been to the Super Bowl because 6 years ago, I was sitting in first class. I'm pretty annoying, probably, a little sweaty. But I'm talking to a guy in first class. He has an NFL shirt. And I said, oh, do you work for the NFL? He goes, I'm a referee. I'm like, oh, a referee in the NFL? What do you do? He goes, I'm a linebacker ref. Number 81. By the way, you'll see him. He does NFL games. Stands right next to linebackers. And I'm a huge Chicago fan. So I said, oh, what's Brian Urlacher like? And then I'm like, is Brett Favre going to continue crying and retiring? But I'm asking a million questions about being a referee because in my mind, it's an unbelievable job. What a dream job. And he's like, every year I get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. And I see enough football. Would you be interested in going? Yeah. And we My point is, if I wasn't interested in his life, if I wasn't interested in his job, if I wasn't, and I didn't think he had Super Bowl tickets, or I would have given him a hug. No! But the point is that by being interested in other people and asking questions, you get to learn a lot more. So as you leave tonight, start talking to professors, talking to people you know, getting the word out, talking to if you're in an organization like Delta Sigma Pi, start talking to alumni, start talking to brothers and say, guys, here are the 10 firms I want to work for. Do you know anybody at these 10 firms?
Tim also gives students useful suggestions for job interviews, along with his very funny story.
I interviewed a guy with a carrot stuck in his teeth. I mean, it was right in the center. And he's talking, my strengths are my, and I'm just staring at this carrot. And you know when somebody like has a booger? And you're like, what's up? You're like giving them hints like, guy coat, like I'm helping you out. And I'm like, so what are your strengths? And he's like, my strengths are, and I'm sick. And then my mind is wandering. You obviously have salad. What kind of dressing is that? See how beets do you think you like spinach cheese? I don't know what you like. In my mind, for the first 10 minutes, I have no idea what the guy was saying. And then I'm like, it would hurt. Like, man, that would really hurt. And so finally, I'm like, dude, time out. You got a carrot stuck right in there. And he's all embarrassed. The point is, it's the little attention, it's the attention to detail that will absolutely differentiate yourself. So go into the mirror, check yourself over one last time. Everything, nose hairs, carrots, whatever. Check yourself over one last time to make sure you're on your A game. You will land a first impression in 7 seconds. Meaning, when you walk into my office, in 7 seconds, I'm making my first impression.
After you find a job, it's time to consider how to accumulate your wealth with the money you make. With his personal experience of paying off his loans, Adam Correll emphasizes the power of saving.
First of all, we got to don't borrow from tomorrow. This is the status. I showed you what students are facing. This is what families are facing. What's the average household credit card debt in America? It is close to $10,000. It's $9,317. This carries almost a $400 minimum payment every month, which is a pretty nice card. Yes or yes? Yeah, it is. All right. Next, how many credit cards does the average household carry? 4. Not even close. 14.7. So here's the deal. I have 6 in my wallet. 1 for each business. I have 3 businesses, and then I have 3 personal cards. I know my wife has more than 6 cards in her wallet, right? But she's got a Kohl's card, a JCPenney's card, a Macy's card, a Sears card. Anybody in here have a Victoria's Secret card? Do some that. So the idea is that we have all these credit cards, and what happens is we start building with the credit cards, we build this lifestyle. And the reason that we have the credit cards is it makes it easy to support a very lavish lifestyle, right? So I mentioned that I can show you people who have $25,000 a year, that retired multimillionaires, and I can show you people who make $500,000, they don't have 10 grand if their life depended on it. This is why. Because they're going out and they're supporting this gigantic lifestyle. And my wife and I had this little different thought. We said, what if we do for 2 years what most people won't do? And then we can do for the rest of our life what most people can't do. We do for 2 years what most people won't do. For 2 years, most people won't save, they won't invest, they won't put coupons, they won't share entrees when they go out to eat, they won't go rent movies instead of going to movies, right?
Throughout the 90-minute speech, Purdue students show great response and interests. Among all the information the speakers mentioned, students seem to have the most vivid memory of the power of networking. Karen Warderman, a junior in Craner School of Management, gives her opinion.
Sometimes networking is a big deal. I've always been scared about networking, so now I realize how important networking is and that I can actually land a job and it'll actually help me in the future.
Other students find saving money is more important than they thought, and they're ready to initiate some changes. Let's see what Ashley Kelly says.
I have a job right now, and I normally don't save that much, so I'm definitely going to take the initiative to start saving now, and hopefully that'll pay off once I graduate.
Chris Loughlin, a junior in the School of Management, tells us how the speech influenced him as a potential employee.
The job searching one was what I like the most. I got to do all his Power 100 and set up LinkedIn and all that stuff. All that stuff is valuable advice that I think will pay off in the future.
Do you feel more confident when searching for a job?
Yeah, definitely. And when I go to an interview, I'll feel more confident as well.
I see. As Tim Augustine mentioned in his speech, how are you better than your best friend? Students seem to have clear ideas of what makes them unique. Spencer Adams, a first-year MBA student, and Ashley Hudson, a junior in the School of Management, share their opinions.
Sure. That's a good question. I mean, there are definitely things that I've had different experiences than my best friend, but that he's also had different experiences than I have. So I think the key to doing that is to focus on the advantages that you have and what are your strengths, and hope that you get matched up with a company that's looking for those strengths and that can maximize those the most.
I do, but we're in different fields, different majors, so it's kind of hard to compare. But what I want to do, I'm more career-oriented, I believe, in business world, looking more towards the future and what I can do with my skills that I've gotten from Craner and just life experience.
As the seminar is getting close to the end, Karen Nahuja, president of Delta Sigma Pi, says he's very happy with the turnout.
I feel, depending on the number of students that showed up today, the return on investment was fantastic. So I'm really happy with the turnout, and I'm going to be filing a report with both these organizations to thank them, and it's been a phenomenal thing for me today.